the situation in New York is a tricky one right now. Now, we're looking at a situation where you guys are either going to be getting a new quarterback or you're sticking with the quarterback that you have now. What are your thoughts on that moving forward for next season?
I think we pretty much just have to, let the guys upper, like the GM, the coaches, make that decision. I don't think that's really anything players get involved with, because by the end of the day, the decision they choose to go with or make, we have to work with it, whether it be to keep Zach, let him improve, or bring another quarterback in. Either way, we're going to have to work out with those guys. We don't get any say-so in it. So we just have to go out there and just be ready to work and just try to get to a Super Bowl.
Now, that Jets running back room, do you think it's one of the special groups in the NFL?
I do. I think we got a lot of talent there, a lot of young talent. So it's a lot of guys that can stick around in the Jets building for a while.
What is it about Breece Hall's work ethic that makes him so good?
I think it's just, I guess for me, witnessing it firsthand, because we came in together, kind of ride to the facility together and everything, it's just seeing, his preparation during the week, how he treats practice, how he kind of, hones in on the details, and then see it translate over in the game. I think that's been the difference for him so far.
Now, playing for Coach Saleh, I know that Coach Saleh is a very direct type of coach. What is it like playing for him, and what do you feel what sets him apart from other coaches?
I think it's honestly been a blessing to play for him. Everybody thinks he's more straightforward or more direct. But he is in meetings, but it doesn't come off as that. You could tell he's in it. He's looking for everybody's best interest. It's never anything. Obviously you want to take everything with a grain of salt, but it's he's never came at anybody sideways. There's been mistakes that players made in the game that he took responsibility for. It takes a real man to do that, and that's what type of person you want. And I think that's, in my opinion, what separates him from other coaches. Obviously I haven't been in other NFL buildings yet to kind of get a feel for anybody, but for me, that's what I appreciate the most from him.
Now, your teammate, Garett Wilson, a special player. Do you feel like next season he could be a top 5 receiver?
I think he may borderline already be a top 5 receiver, just putting up the stats he did this year. So just seeing him and seeing him in practice, jump for balls, the catches he make in practice, that takes true ability to be able to do and catch some of the stuff that he does. So I've been really impressed. The first week I was there, I was impressed with Garett Wilson. So I knew he was going to have a breakout year, and I know that he'll continue to do that.
Now, my man Walt is over there getting antsy right now, so I'm gonna tag him on in and let him go ahead and give you some grease real quick. Go ahead, jump on in here, Walt.
Well, the question is, you see the start. We don't have to talk about the Cowboys stuff. We had James Conner here from the Cardinals yesterday, and I talked about how basically running backs pretty much aren't getting the respect they deserve. Basically let's run a running back into the ground and you don't have to pay him after this. Even we had Trey Wingo who kind of made the comment, but you don't have to pay a running back a lot of money. So how does that make you feel hearing stuff like that about the running back position? Because, it feels like they're trying to diminish the role of the running backs in the NFL, which you need the running game heavily in the game, in the running.
I think they definitely are kind of undervaluing the running back position. It's like you said, we are taking the workload, whether it be pass protection, blocking, running. We're taking a lot of hits.
Red zone.
Yeah, and it's I feel like the pay isn't where it should be for running backs. Obviously, if you're a top guy, yeah, but that's everybody. But it's still, compared to some of these other positions and stuff, I feel like you should get paid. They say that running backs are easily replaceable, but it's you could throw anybody at any position in the room.
I don't think you can just put anybody at running back.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It takes you got to be able to have vision. In my opinion, wide receiver, I think make one move, you can catch. It just depends on what you do after. But you running back, you got to be able to break through a whole 3 different levels of people. So it's that takes a different type of skill right there. And it takes a lot of athleticism, physicality, stuff that people don't appreciate, in my opinion, that should be valued way more than it is.
So with that being said, who's your favorite running back pretty much of all time?
All time? I was heavy on Reggie Bush and Adrian Peterson.
Okay. So you a little bit more today. Okay.
I say in today's game, coming out of college and even still now, Alvin Kamara and Christian McCaffrey. Those are 2 guys when I started playing our home game before against Detroit. I was actually watching Christian McCaffrey college highlights, Panthers highlights. So those 2 still motivate me, and it's they kind of I try to envision myself being like them because I know like I kind of have similar traits, similar abilities as them. So I try to like just kind of see how they do it. So breaking down their film and then watching their highlights is something I do a lot.
So Barry Sanders couldn't get an honorable mention? No, I'm just kidding.
I could have thrown him in there for sure, but that was like before my time. So it was like I ain't really.
So let's get right to this real quick before I let you go. When you guys getting Aaron Rodgers? How long is it gonna take for you guys to get Aaron Rodgers? You don't have any insight on
I don't have the insight.
I'm just saying, I knew you would.
I've had a whole bunch of people that ask me that, and it's like they don't believe that like we don't know any of that information. Like when our OC left, we found out through Twitter. We didn't even know. We didn't even know that.
So that's how Avery Johnson found out he got fired from the Mavericks. He was eating a bowl of ice cream at the house. He said, "You got fired, man. Just put it across ESPN."
Yeah, so it's like we don't have that inside scoop like people think we have, but. I mean, it's definitely going to be interesting to see which direction they go, whether it's to just take somebody else in the draft and, like, keep going with Zach or whatnot. But I think either decision they make will be a good one.
Well, I'll tell you what. Thank you for sitting down. But the thing is I want to tell you is that the people have the Jets on the come-up. Like, nobody's talking about the Jets. It's just that team that's down at the bottom. Like, people got you guys, like, you guys are trending upward, which is a good thing. You know, everybody just feels like you guys are just a quarterback away, and I feel like too. Like a lot of people had a lot of hopes for you guys in the playoffs. Like there were a lot of people saying like, "Oh, the Jets are probably going to be a wild card," which I think you guys are. I think you guys are turning around. I think you guys are going to be something. You got a special team. I think you guys are going to do something big over the next year.
We got a special defense for sure, and offensively, like I trust Joe Douglas and Coach Saleh to bring in the right pieces to continue to make this offense be better.
Last thing, can your running game change these guys' opinion about running backs?
I think Coach Saleh and them definitely they value the run game. Like the last 3-4 weeks of the season, they kept saying we're gonna run the ball, we're gonna run the ball, we're gonna run the ball. So I think they definitely appreciate that. It's just it got to be something that we do. We cause so much noise across the league that like people across the league start to notice that running backs need to be valued more.
Okay, that's it.
All right,
I appreciate it.
All right, thank you guys. So thank you so much for coming and talking with us today, man. Beautiful stuff. It's your boy, the one and only Pop DiBiase, the primetime Kappa, shining out for Fanatics View.